girl just having a gynecological checkup, but the doctor took advantage of the opportunity. However, when challenged by the girl, the doctor said it was a hallucination after the anesthetic. Although it sounded logical, but the girl still couldn't accept that. She just didn't want to stay for a moment and left. When she returned home, she had difficulty recovering, even though there was no evidence at the moment. But she was sure it wasn't a hallucination. At the end of the day, she was at a loss. Suddenly she noticed the marks on her underwear. She immediately went to the police station. A forensic examination was carried out. It turned out that someone had indeed had sex with her, and the residue on her panties was from a man. With the evidence in hand, May told the police what had happened, but the police didn't believe her. They even suspected that she was trying to slander the doctor, and that she was talking nonsense, because they thought the male doctor was a role model for the town, who had been in business for decades, a testament to his character and ability. The police told May to think again, if anything else had happened before that. But May only had a vague memory of that day. All she could remember was that she had a falling out with her boyfriend. She came to the hospital after accidentally cutting her arm on a glass. To ease the pain caused by the treatment, the doctor gave her an anesthetic. She then fell into a deep sleep. Vaguely, she feels the doctor wandering around her body. That's how the scene at the beginning of the film came about. Knowing what had happened, the police reluctantly approached the doctor for questioning. The doctor, however, boasts that he would never, under any circumstances, do anything wrong to a patient. Although the police officer believes him too, but in order to carry out their duties, they had to make him give up a blood sample. However, after forensic testing, there was no DNA match between the two. A woman undergoing an anesthetic procedure, but the doctor took advantage of the opportunity to insult her. In a fit of rage, she took the doctor to the police, but after a DNA match, there was no connection between them. The result was unacceptable to May. She went to the police station in anger and demanded an explanation. She was convinced that there must have been a mistake, that the test results were wrong. When the sergeant pressed her, the officers told her the truth, because of their trust in the doctor, so they didn't see him take the blood in person. Angry, May accused the police of covering up for the criminal, demanding a new test. Otherwise they would go straight to the media to expose the matter. The sergeant was afraid that the matter would go too far. He had to get the doctor to take the evidence again in person, but even though he got the sample himself, the test results still showed a mismatch. Although Xiao Mei protested again, but due to the lack of evidence, the police had to close the case. She was devastated and never recovered. She gave up her life and her job. She didn't even care for her 8-year-old daughter. Her father couldn't stand it any longer. He decided to take her to a new place to live, so the family moved to another town. I thought I would forget everything that had happened, but the arrival of her ex-husband, he opened up the scars that had been there for so long. The man told her to let it go. She's not a virgin, even if she was really abused. It's not a big deal. After hearing her ex-husband's words, Xiao Mei's anger was instantly ignited. Does a woman who is not a daughter have to be bullied? Does a woman who has given birth to a child have no dignity? She is clearly the victim, but everyone was blaming him, especially when she heard her daughter talking to her neighborhood friend. She was shocked. She asked him why he had moved here. Her daughter didn't even think about it. She said it was because her mother had lied. Now Xiao Mei couldn't sit still any longer. He decided to step in again and ask for a retrial, but the detective told him that unless he found new evidence, he couldn't get his case overturned unless he found new evidence. So she enlisted the help of a private detective. She paid him a lot of money to infiltrate the hospital to find evidence, but to her surprise, the doctor was very cunning. Despite the detective's efforts, he couldn't get a single hair on his head. Reluctantly, Xiao Mei approached the doctor's assistant, hoping that she would take pity on her to help her find new evidence. Perhaps because she is a woman, the assistant hands her a mysterious list of names.